Good evening and welcome back to the Student StarCraft AI Tournament webcast section. Well, I won't restart that because I'm in a bit of a hurry. So without further ado, what we have today is the Man vs Machine special, and we have got the bot called a Cherokee versus Human, and Human is well, I should say Randall, and we have got two human players today. One is Randall and the other one wishes to be known by the name Beastwood. So this first one is Randall, and he says, well, he's about D minus-ish player, if I'm quite correct, and we are going to see what he's going to do. So I think this looks like a 2-gate, and at the other end of the map, that's better, we have got a 4-pool. So 4-pool versus 2-gate, and the 4-pool is being distracted by a scouting probe. Now the scouting probe dies and all the links have been gathered up, and this being a 2-player map, I only can... well, you don't really need to scout. And now we've got about 10 Zerglings, and of course more coming, but now there will be the need for an Overlord, and that is not going to be built. A very simple 4-pool, and 1 Zealot done. Second on the way, and now you need a bit of probes because there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are the 10, including these two 10 Zerglings, and now we've got 10 Zerglings and only 1 Zealot, and now he's stuck behind a probe and a lot of damage being done to the gateway. And now we've got 10, or should be 10 Zerglings, 1 Zealot, and now with the probe micro, very well done. The Zerglings can't really engage, and they're losing a lot of time. Meanwhile, third Zealot out now, and I think the Zealot should have this if these Zerglings don't screw up altogether. And now the extra Overlord, so the stream of Zerglings is going to grow, and well, you need to fight. Man, you need to buy 3 Zerglings and you've got all the eco you want, because 2 gates versus, well, what's this? 3 drones mining of 1 hatchery, and that is going to be a limiting factor, because with 1 hatchery you can only make so many Zerglings. And of course 2 gates is much better. Now being supply blocked as well, that's a bit of a tricky issue. 4 Zealots and 2 more on the way. I think this is over. So Randall, having stemmed the tide, chasing out the Zerglings. Is there anything more coming? No, nothing more, and yeah, we've got the high ground. Speeding up just a little bit what this is going to be, because we've got a lot of games and I don't know if they are going to be played out all in all. And these Zerglings dare not attack anymore. Meanwhile, Forge coming, more Zealots, and yeah, more Overlords and Zerglings, but in the end, if they don't dare venture up, and how can you possibly do that? No, these Zerglings back off again, and now they are going for the surface area, and they're going to chase all these Zerglings home. +1 weapons, and of course, if you have +1 weapons as a Zealot, you do half of 16 is 8. 9, 2 times 9 is 18, and 2 times 18 is 36, thus killing a Zergling in 2 hits instead of 2 double swings instead of 3, and that will increase your damage by a lot. Now, I'm going to call this GG for the human. Randall, good game, beat the first bot, a 4-pooling Zerg. Okay, so I'm going to do this very slowly, and this is from our other player today, Mr. Beastwood, and Beastwood is playing under the account name of Blackbeard 1718, and well, there you go. Incredible spam, because 300, almost 400 APM, that's quite a lot of 4-5 probes, and Carsten Nielsen is playing as the bot, of course, now with a modest 135 APM. I think that is bound to change. That is 450 APM for the human player. I'm going to speed up the initial stages because, hey, what are you going to see? Pylon, and here, oh dear, another pylon. Very good. So that being that, we've got, okay, now slowing down just a little bit, Extractor and Gate and Cybercore. On the other end, we've got 2 gates and Zealots and another pylon. I am not going to give away the build orders these bots are going to do, because most of them have a fixed build order and not really anything too adaptive. Human player, of course, I'm just going to have to see and wait. And and a probe gets back at the zealot. That you shouldn't do. You should scout with it. But hey, as a bot, what do you know? Now with the goon and the zealot, and this is going to be, I don't know what this is going to be. Saving up a lot of money. First zealot is coming in. Is anything more being built? Another goon, and now we've got a stream of zealots coming in. So Mr. Beastwood, one of our two humans, is going to be under siege in just a minute by 3 zealots, and oh dear. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a mess. Because the bot Carsten Nielsen is based on University of Alberta bot, but the older one with the, how shall I say, quite messed up combat simulator. Now 3 goons on high ground and 1 zealot to block. 2 gates, more goons coming, and the zealot's going for it, but now with 4 goons and the high ground, that's not going to work. Meanwhile, what do we see in the background? We see a robo facility and a citadel of a dune. Now, of course, with 4 gates you can produce a lot of zealots, but in the end I think the human player with the goons should be able to out-micro all the zealots, and that appears what's going on. And these zealots, they could take these 5 goons, I think should be able to, because these bots, as you can see now, it's at 700 APM, and that is nothing. Some of them can go as high up as good morning. Some of these bots can go as high as 45,000 APM, but this is something in the attack and defense script. The zealots think for some reason that they can't handle these goons, and for that reason they are retreating. More zealots coming up, and a couple of more goons, but as you can see, observer coming up soon-ish. More gateways, no expansion, so that's a lot of gates of 1 base. Are we going to see anything? Zealot leg speed, and we've got a lot of zealots on the high ground, a couple of goons on the low ground. What will this be? I should expand if I were you, but hey, I don't know. Observer coming, and leg speed, and more gates, so 5 gates, no... Oh, here, I'm missing the battle again. Oh god, I keep doing that. So other zealots have had enough and think, well, we can do this for some reason. Still 6 goons, and the goons are out-microing these zealots by quite a margin, but there isn't any... if these zealots hit home, and by home I mean the base of the human player, it's going to be quite a mess, and some of these goons have got quite damaged in the retreat already. But now with the high ground, and I don't really think as zealot army you can really do that. No, can you? No. Doesn't look like it. The goons seem to have it. And of course, no, not +1. What is... And now Terran is a bit of under... Terran, the human player, is a bit under pressure. You see the minerals climb, and not all the gateways are doing stuff, so that is something that a bot should be able to do better. But with a handful of zealots here and just building zealots, I can't really see this going anywhere. So speeding it up, and here come the goons, chasing back the zealots once more, going for the nexus, and well, a reaver should be nice or something like that. Again, well, not really keeping the money down, but if you look at the supplies, Carsten Nielsen now at 63, and the human player at 61 only, so that's a bit of left. Not as many. Okay, well, there was a little bit of probe surplus, so that's okay. Now just camping the low ground, going for the economic lead, and the Templar Archives, very good, because there is an observer here. Not, oh, that's a lot of zealots though. A lot of zealots, but with the goons in the back, I don't think. Oh wow, these zealots do have the upper hand. So again, you shouldn't underestimate these bots. Even if they only do one thing, they do it very well, and they have quite a bit of APM to put behind it. Now only at 1000, but with the Dark Templars, what can you do? Pull the zealots. With the 2 base versus the 1 base, and +1 about to finish, and more Dark Templars. 4 Q, oh 3 only 3 Q in this this gateway. Yeah, there it goes. So going to call this for the human player, not going to finish up because the battle has been fought. Beastwood, very well done, beat another player, and yeah, well, I don't really know, what can we do? No, not a PvP, and a Gambot. Let's do Gar. On the one hand, we've got Blackbeard, that's Mr. Beastwood, and on the other hand, we have got Gambot, and Gambot has a bit of a, let's say, special approach to the game. Very Zergish, and you'll find out in a minute why, if it ever gets that far, because it needs a little bit of time and then it will become apparent what it's doing. So, going to speed up the initial stage of the game once again, 16 speed, and look at the scouting. So, Proto scouting going the wrong way, and Zerg going for a third halfway to the enemy base, and that will be skipped or missed by this scouting probe, and going the wrong way, but I don't think it's actually going to scout. Now it finds the enemy base and it will think, hey, or the human will think in this case, what is going on? No buildings yet. So going Forge and Pylon and nothing much else, going for a very fast Nexus perhaps, looks like it. Meanwhile, Gambot by Aurélien Lermont from France is going for the third expansion already, and this probe, well, nothing here. What's going on? It's a great mystery. Meanwhile, going for a pool, very good, and going to scout out a little bit more, and now it's going to find the base. Ta-da! And nothing here either. With a one cannon, gateway, very safe, and this base now up. I dare say it's saving money, or it's waiting for an overlord, or waiting for another base. Oh no, you can't. And that's really something, because you've got 11 supply and you've got 3 bases already and about to start a 4th. Is it going to harass this? Yeah, it is going to. It's going to back off again, and now the drone is in pursuit. Okay, so a lot of drones coming up. Some drones coming up here as well. So 19 drones versus, I think that's more probes already. And the cannon drawing the first blood. Going for a core, very good. Attacking up a little bit, and now going for this expansion as well. So interestingly enough, the human player's view is now as follows. Oh, what it knows about this base, I don't know why this one is blotted out again, but it should know about that one. And about the main base, of course. Hasn't seen the pool, but I think you can imagine that there is going to be a pool. And the sunken colony, so very good. Protoss going very safe for 1 Zealot plus 1, couple of cannons and more gateways. And a Citadel of Adun, very good. Meanwhile, scouting out all the expansions, and it's now already surrounded by its possible third bases. Oh, and there it goes. And this Zealot is going to exit the base. It should be back relatively fast, but no. I think it's going to kill this hatchery. And meanwhile, this probe is going to keep on scouting, and it dies. So that's very well done. And natural being taken, very good. And that is not going to be a creep colony. Now with a lair, only one lair, Hydra Den, creep colony, very good. Not really well placed, but hey, what can you say? And we've got some zealots taking the map and going for this base here. And unfortunately this is a drone, and then again a drone versus 5 zealots, not going to do much at all. More gateways coming up for the human player. We've got Templar Archives. And as you can see, Gambot has taken the map, but is now at about 40 supply. Only 1 sunken versus 2 lings and a goodbye. So there goes the base and all these drones. Oh god, everything is burrowing. That's very good. And just moving stuff into a couple of cannons and goons. That's not going to work. Another base lost, and no, this is not a good place to build a spire. I don't know why you would do that. And these 3 overlords seem to be able to do nothing but die anyway at the hands or the bionic legs of these goons. That is overlord speed, that is storm coming up. Multiple upgrades started at once, and that's another base. So This is going to be a grand round of extermination, it looks like, because here goes another base. And just going to keep an eye on it. Third base taken by Protoss. Nope, that one dying again. And Protoss now. Oh god, what have we? A couple of queens. They haven't got. Oh, they almost have got enough energy for broodling. Oh, but there goes one. And oh, that's very interesting because these queens have quite decent micro, and they're going to take out a couple of goons. But this Mutalisk is not really going to do much, is it? I don't think this is a viable strategy at all. Protoss now at 140, Zerg at 60. So although a couple of goons died to Broodling, this Gateway army is just going to wreak havoc with everything it encounters. Now Protoss at 150. A lot of money in the bank, very well done. Third base up. Oh, we've got a Guardian. Oh, isn't that cute? And it's got 5 kills already, but the main army is just pushing on. Note with the Observer now in Tau, so it's oh god, no. Hype tech, but with 17 supply, and this one, oh, the Guardian died, something. That's a pity. So the Guardian died, and that's the game. So Beastwood taking out Garm, and well, that's a little bit to be expected because these replays we have released a pack of all the bots you can play against, and these are I'm warming up slowly. Let's see, why is there a second replay with Gambot? I don't know. Perhaps the human player felt it necessary to play another game and let it build a little bit, so going to expand just a tiny bit on that and leaving it some time to play. And what have we here? Yep, human player is sitting back, not really being aggressive. And now the Zerg is already at 1, 2. Oh yeah, there it goes. It wants to expand. No, not going anywhere. And that is Mr. Blackbeard, Mr. Beastwood, and just taking another base. And this is not really going anywhere, is it? Now with Templar out and with Zerglings and Mutalisks, let's take stock. So even unhindered, this Zergbot only reaches about 60 supply because it's moving all its Zerglings into this. And although the human player is trying to let the bot build, if you look at the supply, 82, it's not really amounting to much, and the attack's not really what you would call a concerted effort. Killing an assimilator, that's very good, and a pylon, very well placed. But in the end, I don't think, yeah, that should be maxed about. Now this Corsairs out, and yeah, nice bit of harassment all over the place, but it's not really going anywhere. There goes the main base, or most of the tech structures. Protoss now maxed-ish, and Zerg just mindlessly moving stuff into the Protoss army. Yeah, let's skip it, because that's a bit well, that's one of the big drawbacks of AI. It's very and another one. Okay, so this is versus human. No, not going to do that. Most of these AIs can only do one thing because it's very hard to code multiple build orders, or it's time consuming. And oh, Ironbot, that's very good. What the trouble is, for example, Gambot, the Zerg we saw last 2 games, it has been used to demonstrate a couple of algorithms, and I assume they've got something to do with swarm behavior and expanding as fast as possible. I don't know, but other than that, they haven't been designed to be a fully how do you say, fully playable human-like adversary. So that's something to keep in mind. This bot, this AI we've got, it's called Iron, and it's the successor to Stone. Stone, which took 3rd place in the AWIDE tournament last year. With an SCV rush, it has been evolved somewhat, it has been changed a little bit, but its main function is a terrain analysis thing. So if you have been following the DeepMind versus Lee Sedol, the green Go player, that has been, and I'm going to reveal the entire map for just a little bit. A Go field is a 10 by 10-ish square, or 20 by 20. I should know that. I should know that. I'm going to look it up right now. This map is infinitely more complex. Well, infinitely, it's quite complex compared to a chess-like board, because you've got a lot of positions on the x-axis and a similar amount on the y-axis. You've got low ground, you've got high ground, you've got impassable stuff, you've got resources which change over time and is real time, and there are also a lot of things happening at the same time. It's not turn-based, it's real time, and that means that compared to the possible number of states, so the possible amount of positions you can assume in a game that's nearly infinite. What's not nearly infinite is very, very large, and even compared to games like chess and Go, it is in an entire different realm of magnitude. So for a computer it's very hard to master. Of course I'll be watching, and the entire AI crowd is going to watch what DeepMind is going to do with Root War, because they said they were going to tackle it. But now we've got to focus a little bit on the match at hand. So we've got a Vulture and an SCV, and two SCVs and two Goons. And what are they going to do? They're going to try and poke in and repair themselves, but versus a Dragoon I don't think that's really going to work. So now it's damage, and yep, with the Plasma Cutter, Fusion Cutter, pardon me, Mr. SCV, it's going to try and repair it. Now with the mines, that's very good. And so Stone was purely SCV rush. Now Iron is, it seems like a Vulture rush, and it has now mined in the enemy. Going for a shuttle, a very good move. And these Vultures dare not really attack into these Goons. And oh, look at that. Oh well, they kill one. Oh, that's very good. So the combat simulator, so the program which calculates, well, how many Vultures do we need to kill off a damaged Goon, decided that, well, they could take out one Goon. More Vultures coming, going to speed it up just a little bit, and the Terran player, the human player, now under pressure, and this is Mr. Randall. Let's see, and we've got a shuttle, and we've got a wall of SCVs, mines, and Vultures. So that's very interesting, and nope, you're going to get back in your basket. Going for a forge, perhaps going for a cannon might be useful. This is just going to be a wall, but now with the 2 base versus 1 base, and Ironbot not expanding, it's well, going to be a bit of a foregone conclusion how this is going to end. Although this might be an interesting thing to break out of. Going for an observatory, very good, then you can clean out these mines with Goons. And one Goon more, yep, it's going to fall. And only 2 Vultures dying in the process, but if you see 48, 84 versus about 60, and it's just a big mess of Vultures and SCVs. Are we going to see anything else? Oh, we are seeing a drop, 3 Zealots. Now Terran going for Vultures, and 2 Marines, that's very good. And all the SCVs pile in on the action, Vulture coming out to help, and although quite a number of SCVs die, in the end these Zealots will fall, because they can't hardly move because of all the SCV cluttering and moving things, and it's glorious. Okay, so there it goes, and the Vulture survives. Now with the Observer, there quite a number of Vultures seem to have died already. Going for the air weapons, what is going on? No expansion yet. So blah blah, 16 speed. Now these Goons are pushing out, and if you, well, I'll slow it down just a little bit. These Vultures can't really attack into these Goons. They are not enough, and there are more SCVs than Vultures, and these mines are slowly being taken out by these Goons. So you see, well, they keep their distance, but as they keep their distance, they can't really do much about. Ooh, that was a nice mine hit. Would have been a nice mine hit, but it's not really coming to fruition. It's not really working. Going for a command center, that's very good. But I don't know if it's not too late. Vulture run by, nope, not working. Anything happening here? There must be so many SCVs because there are 60 supply used and there are hardly any vultures left. Now these goons just wading through the mines and the vultures and the SCVs entering the main base. More SCVs because hey, why not? More vultures, more mines, but with the observer and the goons, that's not really going anywhere. Oh, and we've got a scout. Hello. I do believe that the newer version of Stone, which you can now see on our live stream, has support for siege tanks and long distance mining, but oh well, that's a nice trick, but not going to work. And I'm confident that these goons will take out iron pretty quickly, so I'm not going to wait for that. And that brings us to our next player. It's called Killerot, and Killerot, as you might know, won the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2015. Marian Diveka from Slovakia, a very good coder, very old school, and very good. And contrary to the bots we have seen so far, this one has been designed to be a full-fledged human-like monster of an AI player, so that well, that is going to be something to keep in mind. Gambot, the Zerg bot we saw earlier, was made to demonstrate a couple of algorithms the university was working on. The Terran bot we saw earlier was, I know for a fact, was about terrain analysis. So the author of that made, also from France, we've got a bit of a French bot day, made a program to analyze brute war terrain and build a StarCraft bot on top of that. Basically, that's it. So now we've got Mr. Randall and going for a gateway and a pylon and an extractor, and it's going to be scouted relatively soon. What do we see here? An expansion and a pool. Going to speed it up just a little bit because although this might be growing into a really good game, no, seen enough expansion and a lot of eggs, so that might be yeah, that might be tight, especially for this small number of Zerglings that's now going to come up. I think about 8. 2 Sunkens, that's quite a lot of 2 bases. That's two drones and a lot of minerals, and again, you might have built another hatchery with that, and with a lot of Zerglings, and they're going for it. And the Protoss force isn't really up to. Oh god, no, they don't commit. They've almost killed. They might have done this. Really, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is, but more drones being built. Another hatchery now. And Protoss, what's Protoss doing is going for a Corsair. That's a very good choice because there isn't even a lair yet, so basically all the overlords it can find are game. Now going for Templar Archives, might be a stove. And now we see a lair, we see a Hydra Den, but we've got a number of Corsairs out in the open now. And the Zerg is supply blocked quite badly. 2, 3, and all the overlords are contained here. I think there isn't anyone here. So Zerg now supply blocked very badly, only building overlords, and as soon as they hatch, they will be killed. So yeah, that's a nice bit of blockage. No Hydras able to pop, only overlords, and that is not going to work, is it? And meanwhile, a Dark Templar is entering. And now retreating again. These Corsairs have everything tied down. More drones. No, you really need you really need to sneak out an expansion and build a couple of overlords somewhere else, because these, oh god, 10, 14, 15 overlords have been killed already, and these Sairs are just going to wreck everything that's coming out. So no, not really working. And Zerg just can't get up anything anti-air. Not a single Hydra has been built yet. Only overlords, and that's it. No, speed. Okay, so going for the no. I need to play this out. Because there might be a chance that the human player says, "Well, let's have a look at what the Zerg is going to do." No, restarting. No, that's it. So nipped in the bud before it could get out, and any anti-air. It got killed off. So that's Killerot, and now Craziobot. Craziobot is a very good Terran. Playing as the yellow Terran versus the blue Protoss. Blue Protoss again is Randall, and Randall's oh no, it's not Randall, it's Beastwood this time. It says good luck, have fun. Now Crazio going for a very safe opening with a lot of turrets, and why is it building turrets? I don't really know. I don't know. And these goons outrange the bunker. The waiting now is for a siege tank. Will it come? That's a nice bit of repairing going on, but will we have any? I think all the money is being sunk into this. Yeah. Repair. Now the SCVs are being killed, so there should be money, and perhaps the combat unit could be built, but only you can't really start with the siege mode and do this. That's not going to work. Okay, so Beastwood taking out. Yeah, goodbye. And you can now see the discrepancy in level of play between what are possibly very good bots. And we'll try Literbot. Literbot is a little bit more modern than Craziobot, and it's very aggressive. So perhaps it won't let itself be pressured as much. We're going to have to wait and see. So without further ado, we've got Literbot by Martin Royackers organizing a tournament of AI versus human players over IC Cup. So if you want to check that out, check it on Facebook in the Brute War section, the tournament section. That is a thread, and there have been quite a number of sign-ups already. So that might be very interesting if you're interested in playing these bots. And I do believe that only the stronger bots have been entered by their coders. So no chance of, well, I'm not going to say too much, but if you want an interesting game, you've got to let the bots play a little bit, and then you can find out what they're really made of. But as soon as you put pressure on them, they are going to do crazy things, and that is what's going on, because now again the barracks is lifted and the zealot has been killed by SCVs, or has it? Yeah, and that. Oh dear. Look at this. Here I am praising all kinds of stuff. Yep, no, that's not going to work. Two marines kiting these zealots, but no, the zealot and the goon and the other base coming up. It's not really. We are not really at a point where we can, we the AI community can put up a decent game versus a D-level player. So now Protoss backing off a little bit. Nope. Going for the kill. Siege tank down. This might be a little bit fast, but you can see where this is going, right? These two bases have been unharassed for the entire game. SCV count is quite low. We've got one tank out, and although it chases off, oh god, we've got a walking Reaver. So a walking Reaver and one Dragoon, and was there a Zealot? Yep, one Zealot can check an entire AI. That's about the level we are at the moment. Human player now backing off a little bit, trying to see what this AI is capable of. Now a couple of tanks, and will we see medics? No, it's going for a mech build. That might be good, but in the end the human player is just going to overpower it. Here come the zealots, and I think this is going to be the push. And you need the micro of God, and although it is now at 2,700 APM, I don't think this is going to work really. But if you let these bots too much time. Only now sieging, and you've eaten 2 screw. That was weird. Yeah, there it goes. So that was Litterbot. And the crawling reavers just going for the attack. It's almost like Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind with the giant almost thingy reaver like crawling beast with a little bit more intelligence and not firing scarabs. And there we go. No, it's not going to work. Oh, that's a pity. I wonder if they've got if you've got a couple of games versus TSMU, because TSMU I think is still the strongest AI we've got out there. And yeah, that's not going to be any mercy letting it come back into the game. So, recapitulating, we have seen a couple of demonstrate one thing AIs which have been trounced, and we have seen 2 or 3 even AIs designed to yeah, I'm thinking going for this one. A couple of AIs designed to represent a fully fledged human player with multiple build orders and micro decision making and all that, and I'm going to try another one of those. This time it is again Marion Diveka, and it's called Killerbot, or the bot is called Killerbot, and we've got Beastwood as the Protoss. So a lot of Protoss, and I don't well as any. I'm pro Zerg and anti-Protoss, but what it boils down to is that you need to. Ooh, and there goes the pylon under attack. Now being chased off by this probe. And the cannon rush. Hello. And that is not being spotted. Now we've got 2 cannons up, and oh god. Yep, I really would like to show you something better, but it's not going to be any better, I'm afraid. Protoss now on 2 bases, 2 cannons. Well, cannon rush is always difficult, but these drones don't have a concept of safe, unsafe, and they'll just keep traveling here. Now these Zerglings might be charging up in numbers to take out these cannons, but we've got 5 already, and with all the drones being lost, I can't. Oh god, oh, this is hard to watch. So basically, this is where we are. This is one of the best bots we've got, and it's being taken apart by cannon rush. And now, yeah, there were enough Zerglings, but now with the Zealots out, that's not going to work. Okay, so again, the game for the human player, and that's the big problem, because after the DeepMind program beat the Go player Yisedol, the main concern of some people were concerned that a Brood War bot had an unfair advantage because it had 40,000 APM. And well, that may be, but the problem at this time is not really in the APM, it's the decision making. And as I said earlier, the map is so much more complex than a chessboard or a Go playing board. It's much more complex, and the game is so complex. If you take a human mind that's 100 billion neurons with a staggering amount of connections between them, and it has been put under pressure by natural selection for years, for millions, billions of years, from the first one-celled organism, the non-artificial intelligence has been put under so much pressure by itself that the AIs just can't really keep up, and that's why I think that the DeepMind might have an advantage, because these bots have been programmed to run on one core of 2.5 gigahertz and 4 gigabytes of RAM, something like that. And compared to the 100 billion neurons of the human brain, that is nothing. That's absolutely nothing. It's just one small serial processor versus a very large parallel processor. And there goes the egg. But now Killerbot is on a lot of bases, and now we've got a situation where it's 2 with the range with the +1 coming, but very few units. So now we've got a 2 base, And Zerg is... what is going on? Okay, well, it couldn't build here, so it built there. It's a 1, 2, 2 bases and a third coming up. And if you let that go on for too long, because these AIs, this one is now at 2700 and 2800 APM, human player can only do so much. So if you let this bot take the map, you get a huge macro thing in your face and you will not like it. And as we saw earlier, if you put pressure on them early on, they will falter. But if you let them go on this long, I don't think you can on 2 bases outproduce it. Now, that's a lot of sunken colonies, and I don't really... these bots operate with simple heuristics, so if we see an enemy army build at every base, looks like enough sunken colonies, deal with it. And that is not good, because we've got 1, 4, 6, 7, no, 6, 7 sunkens, and that's just an awful lot. If you put that into units, you might have done a lot better. Now with 3 sunken colonies, I think you can hold this off. So that's a very well placed row of sunken colonies, and only 1 goon, so these lings can do quite a bit for quite some time. And there come the zealots. And now with the lings, I don't think... oh, they have +1. And again, no units. It's too late. Versus a human player, you need to be able to decide, well, what is it coming? Could it possibly be coming over with a small group of units? Do we need to make something? You need to make something and not really just go by or build a bit of zerglings and... oh god. That is something that an AI doesn't really have a concept for a... pro players can use this to slide through drones. So if you have it here, this gate is blocked, you can let it mine the minerals and then it will push through. But again, misunderstanding, a lot of time wasted, and only Zerglings versus a growing Protoss army. Yep, there we go, goodbye, goodbye. We've got 1 more base, but I can't really see because it's too passive. These bots they haven't got the capacity to make these decisions of when to attack, when to build units, and just going to go and build drones if the saturation looks like this and you've got 29 supply and the enemy is everywhere with a huge army. Protoss player going for things, more upgrades, more technology, more upgrades, not another base, and there it goes. So you can't watch this anymore. So again, too slow and bad decisions compared to a human. If you watch our live stream, it's all about, and I'm going to pick my oh god, we've got a couple of TSMU games, that's good. Because, oh, and let's not do that. TSMU is a bot by a Norwegian programmer, and it's very good. It can play all 3 races, so TSMU, please don't let me down and win at least 1 match versus these, well, I think about D-ish players, IC Cup D ranked players. Going to play as human, and I don't know if this is the version which will only do 1 thing, or this is the new version or the old version, and that is something I can't see. What happens with these AIs is that they get a name and they are called TSMU, but they've also got many versions, so the question is this going to be a good version or a bad version? Scouting Pro, going to kill off this SCV. Well, this building has been resumed. Now the probe has got 1 kill. Protoss going for gas first, very good, because if you are scouting already. Going for an academy. You need to build a marine because you've got a probe in your base. It's not that. Oh, I can't really emphasize enough that I can't hold these AIs to human standards. Now with a marine, with a bunker, and 3 SCVs already, that's mining time lost. Goon coming up with the range, and I hope we will see a factory with a tank soon, because as we saw in the game versus Grazio, Yep, that was the bunker. Bunker being rebuilt, very good. Protoss being back, and there is only so handful of Marines, and they need medics. They need medics now because the Protoss army only going for another base. Expansion timings about equal. That's very good. So at this point, TSMU is still holding its own somewhat, and going for a lot of bio it seems, and not in the bunker for some reason. And now with the medics, very good. So academy, barracks, a lot of medics, and what is going on? Nothing from the factory, and I don't really know how effective a massive bio build is going to be versus a human Protoss. What do we see here? We see an observer going for a covert ops, and comsats, very good, and going for a drop. This might be interesting because and it's they have entered the human player's base. Not really all that interesting. There are only 8 of them with 1 medic, and although the last drop has been shut down, it's going for another one. And although they might kill 1 goon in the end, it's not worth it, I feel. This dropship is just going to collect more. But what you see here is now that the Terran has 2 bases, soon to be 3. The problem is that it's now at more than 3k APM, and now we've got 2 dropship doing this. They get away, both of them. A couple of goons die, and here some probes have been under attack. And now with the Storm versus Bio, very good. But if you look at this, we've got more bases, we've got more barracks. So now we see what AI is good at. Just doing a 1 trick or 1 build order pony, and doing it of soon to be 5 bases with a lot of APM and a lot of barracks. So this might be a good game. Protoss sitting back because I don't think it's really comfortable with all the drops going on. Now with the cannons, I don't think it's going to be too easy to drop into that. But a bit of pressure on the front, and no, you're not going to storm dropship. How often do you see that? And this dropship, no, this is shut down, and this is just expansive. Oh, a lockdown goon. That is, this human player must be wondering, what is going on? Help me! And walling off itself with cannons, with a lot of expensive tech, and with 85 supply. Now Terran building an eBay in the middle of nowhere, over 100 supply now, and this observer is just watching this brimming hive of barracks just blinking incessantly. And the Protoss player, I don't know if it's by choice or by necessity, but it's, and a scan, so perhaps it's going to drop here again. And again, a lockdown goon, but you need to drop this simultaneously and drop a medic, Oh please, you could have had this with 3 dropships. And that is something that TSMU will be interested to see. If you do 3 dropships with bio, with upgrades, with pretty good micro at the same time, you might be doing something. Now Protoss at 100 with the High Templar, with the Reavers, but no way to get out. And TSMU is now topping 140 supply, dropships coming in, infantry coming in. We've got the lockdown. Oh, do you see that? We've got a nuke, and these 2 goons have been locked down, so it can't move out. It can't move out. Will it see the... Oh, and there it goes! Oh, this is glorious! This is absolutely magnificent. The Protoss loses its entire army in 1 nuke, and it is now at 55 supply of 2 bases. Boom goes another one. And it has forgotten, I think, to rebuild units because it... And there goes another nuke. So the human player at this time must be in a terrible state. The entire... well, half the natural has been demolished. And is there... there are no more lockdowns, I think. Oh, and there goes there it goes! Boom! And there goes the natural nexus. And that's what you get if you let this go on for too long. 7 probes have been destroyed. Main mined out. Army gone. 25 supply. Opposite the wall is a 4000 APM AI with 140 supply. With... oh, look at it. 1, 2... And the human has left the game. Yeah, I'd leave the game. Okay, well, thank you TSMU and human player. I don't really know if this was by by necessity or by just drawing out the TSMU to play it. And I'm just going to do another one, and I don't know if this is the same build or not, but again, human player playing as Protoss, and perhaps this time it might be a little bit more aggressive, because if you let the AI macro of what was in the end about 7 or 8 bases with about 5 nuclear silos, it's not going to go well. That is something so beautiful to behold. Again, not giving away too much for the upcoming human versus AI tournament hosted by Litterbot or its author maybe, Martin Royakkers from Maastricht University from the Netherlands. If you want to participate in that, visit Team Liquid or the Brute War API Facebook group or defiler.ru. It's being hosted on there as well, so it's been cross-linked. And there goes the SCV. So first blood for Protoss. Now, going for range, and Terran it seems is going for bio once more. 4 Marines out now. Small Protoss army, range coming up, and as you see the Terran is just slow. It's slow. It should be expanding or building units, and it's only at 5. Is this the same? No, this is not the same match, because earlier it started there. And now going for barracks, and this is a lot of tech if you're only building a handful of bio. This Protoss army could have dealt with it easily, and that's a major problem. I don't know if our human player, and in this case is Mr. Randall, if Randall has gotten scared or is just going to wait for it again. Oh no, it seems he's now had enough. Going over with 5 goons and an observer and some zealots in pursuit. A lot of technology, a lot of technology. TSMU now going with the medics. Oh, it's just one medic, and these Marines aren't really attacking all that efficiently. The SCVs are at the wrong end of the stick, and these goons are taking a lot of fire. That's not good. That is not. Oh god, that is not good. They should have range. Oh, but Terran of course had range as well. That is one of the advantages of going so heavy into tech. Now these 3 bunkers again. Everything being healed by a medic. Protoss now at 2 bases and Terran at 2 bases as well, with the observer checking everything out, going to speed it up just a tiny little bit because there are 2 more TSMU games, and a TSMU can play Protoss and Zerg too, and they are not worse than this Terran. This Terran has been configured to do only drops and nukes. That has been done for laughs and giggles, so to speak, because it can do the real TSMU Terran can do bio, can do mech, has got a lot of learning capabilities, but TSMU just likes to goof around. No, you're not going to beat a Reaver like that. So what's happening, and I know this because TSMU told me, these dropships are autonomous agents, so they just fly around the map, pick up units and try to drop them in the enemy base. At the time where we've got Reavers, Goons and a Photon Cannon in the enemy base, it can't do so. And these units seem to understand, because they are just being picked up and dropped, and they think, well, let's not, and let's get the hell out of there. Then again, they're moving back to base, and another dropship is coming, so this is going on and on and on. Only 2 dropships at this time, so that's something of a relief. Okay. Meanwhile, more cannons, because it's not about to be dropped, and again the lockdown. And that is something that you can do as an AI, because 2400 APM, the human's now at 50, and is growing a bit fatigued. Now, base is coming up, and this is the point where you need to strike, or you are going to be drowned in bio and nukes. More dropships, more barracks. There could be many more barracks, because there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 barracks, soon to be 7, but not really a lot. And this is, shall we say, not a very good army to fight. Well, it's a good army to fight bio, but not to fight this much bio, because there are ghosts out. Ghosts do one thing, they lock things down. and then they do pew pew or bang bang with their useless damage type things. And oh god, where is the main army actually? Does Terran have an army at all? Doesn't look like it. That is strange. A little bit of damage has been done here. Stuff has been done there. And there aren't any combat units. Okay, so let's see how this is going to play out. These... no. Yep, no. No. That's silly. Okay, so again, no combat units, only SCVs and a lot of tech, and that is going to be it seems. Because everything is under attack at once, there aren't any SCVs or say mining bases left, and that is... oh, one more base, but it is known, and TSMU calls the GG. Now that's very good, not many AIs do that. They estimate, well, can I win this game or not, and then they call GG. I think Crazio does it, and iSpot does it too. Have we seen this one yet? No, we haven't. Oh, this is the Protoss. This is TSMU Protoss. So a little bit of AI history. Brute War AI has been around for 6 years, and after last year's of the student StarCraft AI tournament, TSMU popped up and said, well, I can do this stuff too, built a Terran bot, smacked everybody around rather hard. Oh, and the human Randall is playing Zerg, so this is very good. All this Protoss all the time doesn't really do much for me. But TSMU came around with Terran and said, well, I can do this too, and smacked everything around. All the AIs in the competition were literally gobsmacked, and with bio, with mech, with everything, and that was very good. Then, a couple of months later, TSMU came back, he was never really gone. The second coming of TSMU, and then there was a Zerg. And the Zerg tore down everything. Everything with a lot of Zerglings with defilers. It's still the only Zerg bot using defilers, and it's very good, and TSMU Zerg became the best AI in the scene. Now, after almost half a year, TSMU came back again. Well, he hadn't been gone, actually, but he had been working on his Protoss. And you may guess what this Protoss did. It didn't smack everything around, but it was very good because of the Terran and the Zerg bots TSMU had made, which were very good as well. So that's the state of TSMU. TSMU can now play Terran, Zerg and Protoss at a 4 AIs very high level. It's not perfect, and it hasn't been made for versus human play, but it is pretty awesome. If you watch the stream and trying to put down a Nexus, but all these units keep getting in the way, and then minerals run out. It's not perfect, as I said. No, another pro trying to do it as well. Not really. Oh god, we've got a burrowed Zergling, and TSMU should be able to handle that for some reason. It isn't. Oh no, it's trying. It's learned to handle spider mines and not Zerglings, because if you walk an enemy unit up to a spider mine, the spider mine will pop out and explode and perhaps kill a unit, but not really much else. So this is going to be a Protoss 1 base build, and now long distance mining. Very good. Going to see no nothing. Oh, that's very clever. Zerg watching the game, sitting back, going for lurkers, and that's quite cruel because TSMU has no observer yet, no second base yet, just a lot of goons on 1 base, and as soon as these lurkers march over, they're going to have a bit of a day. Now, Randall going to just watch and see of 2 bases, perhaps 3, and now going for it. But you can have all the goons in the world, but versus these lurkers it's not going to go well, and it's TSMU recognizes that it can't get through. It has spotted lurkers and it should be able to build an observer, so very well done there. Now, Zerg is at a lot of supply. No upgrades yet, but that's being worked out. And now all the bases have been. Oh, and it flew over here, so now TSMU can have natural, and this is where it gets icky, because of two bases with observers, it's going to get a little bit complicated. Because Zerg is now at two bases, the human player Randall, and this is clearly a case where the human player is just going to wait and sit out the game, try and see what the AI is doing, and try if you can hold it, sort of infinite tower defense. More hatcheries, but in the end it's 2 base versus soon to be 3 base, and the 3 base, oh, 3 versus 3, very good. The Protoss player has nearly unlimited APM now, 3,500, human player at 60. Well, what do? Just build hydras and stuff with upgrades, and there it goes. So there go the observers, very good snipe. And these zealots have nothing to say. The goons just all decided that they want to kill this overlord. As I said, it's not perfect. That's very well done, but now they rearranged their priorities because there is a wave of hydras moving in, and you need a lot of goons to stop that. So now all the goons move off and try to kill off the hydras. A lot of O2 lurkers getting caught, that's very good. Zerg supply 100, Protoss supply 132, that's very impressive. More goons coming. We've got Templars. I do wonder, TSMU, I think it can do Storm. Or will it build... Oh, and there goes the third. Oh, God. Ah, that's... Oh, the priorities, because although this is perhaps the best bot out on the scene at this moment, you can't let the enemy kill off your third with a handful of hydras while keeping up a contain over the natural with God knows what, but you do damage, get in there, and now you're being sandwiched, so that's bad, but you have an army here and you need to bring it over, and you that is something that is very, very hard to catch in rules. So how do you recognize that you're being sandwiched? How do you recognize that it's more important to save your third than to put up a contain? That is, and especially if more units are getting involved, because now the Zerg player is at 70 supply, Protoss at 50, main is gone, natural is still there, but just the natural, and that is not good. Zerg is not mining very hard either. Third being retaken, more lurkers being built. Zerg now at 80 supply, Protoss at 60. I can't really see. And yeah, we've got an observer, but there are so many lurkers, you need a lot of damage, and you could have used some zealots, because now all these goons are softened up. The Hydra's on top of the Zerg lurkers, and that is not going to go well. Third up now, so it's a third versus, no, not mined out yet, Ultra Cavern and Greater Spire. And again, that third is there is no concept of let's keep an eye on the third so it won't get wrecked by this. Everything that had been needed was pylon, couple of cannons, 2 Templars, and this army would have been gone until some kind of reinforcement could be sent over. Again, I hope TSMU will take up the glove of the human players, because it's TSMU's author is very, very skilled, and by very skilled I mean really very skilled. Going from nothing to the best bot on the scene, playing through races in a little more than a year is just incredible, and the stuff it does is really incredible too. Zerg now at 90, Protoss at 50, and these Hydras with 3-3 versus 2-2 goons. Well, it's okay, but with 3 bases versus, yeah, you're not going to get up there. 1 base which is mining out soon. Not going to go well. So going to speed it up just a little bit. Long distance mining from the middle. Yeah, that's going to be nipped in the bud, so to speak. Zerg now just playing it out. Third being blocked off, all the bases being taken. Yeah, Not really working, is it? That's a nice block, and there comes this. So Randall finally has enough, takes out the entire base, and nope, that's not going to work. Human player taking its time, I believe he will win, calling the GG, and we have got one more TSMU game, I think, versus human, and that is the TSMU Zerg. Again versus human, and this human is Randall. Randall, thank you very much for playing all these games and sending me the replays. It has been awesome. Aside from the fact that the AIs are not yet at the human deep player level, it has been highly entertaining to see, and hopefully well, people have may learn something from this, and we AI community, of which I am, no, I'm not really a coder, but the coders and programmers, they have something to think about, because they can just, they need input as well to see what their bots are doing. And well, we've seen TSMU win once, and I do think that was the human player resting a little bit. Before I forget, Beastwood, you sent me a lot of replays as well. Thank you very much. The coders of the AIs will be so glad that they have these matches to see, and you've just been awesome due to that's really really impressive how you've played these games. Now, going to concentrate on this last match. We've got nothing really yet. Fast expansion, building a sort of wall off with a barracks, being scouted, very good. Going for the early refinery, going for the pool, and I think that drone just died. Overlord coming back. We've got an SCV here, and that would be so nice if these bots, well, they recognize the threat. Oh, they do, and they just kill the SCV. That's very good. I don't like SCVs. It's nothing personal, but it just, they look so silly. And nope, you're not going to get in there, so these Zerglings think, well, let's not, and let's have a look at the map. So, decision making wise, TSMU is among the best in the field. I don't know what it's trying to do here, but it should remember that there are more Marines than it can handle with a couple of Zerglings. And a lot of sunken colonies, that is something versus AIs, that's okay, but versus humans, if you build 3 sunkens, that's 3 drones, 150, and 3 times 150 for the sunken upgrade, and 3 times 75 for the creep colony. That's a lot of money, which you don't have, and there is nothing coming over, so put it in drones, put it in attacking units. You are much more mobile, and you can't just go on spending your drones and your money on sunken colonies. That's you need a queue for that, and a 4th even. That is not good. Oh, Terran now going for a little bit of droppage of its own, and as you can see here, very leisurely building tech, building 2 starports. Hello. And there goes 1 drop, and there are no sunken colonies here. The drones being transferred, very good. But now we've only got 1 Mutalisk and a handful of Zerglings, and they clean it up somewhat-ish, but not quite. And instead of letting your Spire be killed, you should just get in there with everything you've got and try to kill it, or just pull back and start again from your natural. Now the main is lost. This is somewhat impregnable by these 4 sunkens and this this late muter, and that's there is such a need for decisions being taken, and even if they for us humans are very simple, for these AIs that is very hard. And oh, that's a nice bit of scourging. That pack of dropships, another base being taken, main being retaken, that's very good. Scan going out. I don't know if the human player knows about the 3rd. No, does not. Doesn't know about this base being retaken. What's he doing? Going for turrets, sitting back, wraiths, dropships. And that's all very well, but in the end you need to remember that you need to keep an eye on things, because if these bases come up, you're going to be knee-deep in Zerglings. Oh, well, not if there's no pool. Oh, and the pool lives, that's very good. So now it's soon to be 3 bases against 2 bases again. And as soon as it's 3 bases, there will be more bases, and there is a Spire, so there will be Mutas and there will be Zerglings. Now we've got some Wraiths coming over, we've got more dropships, yep, going in again, nothing here. And basically that's not really a concept. It's as a human player, you know, if the enemy is much stronger, you can't really put out expansions anymore without protecting them. You need to protect them, so you need to balance that. Nice bit of scourging on that Wraith, and nope, they didn't come out right on time. This one Mutalist with 0 kills, it's not going to go anywhere. And again, Zerg players contained. Hatchery going in again, drop behind the mineral line. What can you do? What can you do? Nope, that has been found as well. TSMU calls the GG. And that leaves us with the grand stage of things. AIs have been doing their best. AI versus AI is another entirely different thing compared to AI versus human or human versus human. The main point you should take away from this is that it is incredibly hard to make the right decisions, and that Brood War is the most complex game which has not yet been mastered by AI yet. The field is growing. The DeepMind endeavors into Go have brought us some attention as well. We've got a lot of new coders. There will be a video with new coders after this man versus machine broadcast goes live, because there are almost so many coders, new coders, that we can't keep up casting all the games with their new bots, so it's a bit of a muddle. We are knee-deep into work only casting this stuff, so it's very the scene is growing. But this is where we are at. The best bots just cannot at this time keep up with a level D, IC Cup level D player. And that's it really. So thank you for watching. If you want to play against these bots, visit our website. If you want to help us out, spread the word about Brood War AI. There is a sponsor link on our website too, but as we are a for students and not for profit organization, we don't really need the money. We do this because we like it and because it's great fun. So again, thank you for your interest. Spread the word, help us get into the publicity and help the scene grow so we can beat human players sometime into the near future. Thank you very much and goodbye.